So go ahead and start it out then.
Hi, Travis.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Travis and Shane from SWAT batting cages, and
as you can see, he's decided to take a drink while we're trying to do a take here.
yeah, we're here to talk about the importance of different facets of the hitting, right?
Yeah.
Basically, we're talking about this here the other day, and pretty much what we're discussing is that what a lot of instructors or even coaches, parents mess up on sometimes in terms of taking something and going too far with a concept, or going about it the wrong way, going over concepts that don't necessarily need to be gone over. Like, for instance, if you take a list of 0 or 1 to 50 and you make a list of all parts of the swing from the most important to the least important, our theory about it is that you'd want to work on at least the top 3, 4, 5 most important things on a continuous basis. Especially number 1, which on our list would be
what we consider the attack position.
Yeah.
The attack position consists of 3 things. That's starting from your stance, load, and from your load you get into your toe touch. Basically, what that's doing is starting to generate your force going forward. And that's what we're talking about here. Is so many times everybody's focusing on 10 different things in their swing, but they're not focusing on one. And really, we got to get to a position where we can be efficient as possible. And that's what the attack position does.
Yeah, pretty much. If you address what the top parts of the swing, or in terms of addressing the most important parts, then the smaller parts of the swing or the least important parts tend to take care of themselves, rather than, because we've seen it. I know you've seen it over the years because you're old as dirt. You've probably seen all these drills. I mean, we've seen drills ranging from somebody standing on a balance beam with a volleyball or soccer ball between their legs while swinging. Now, naturally, I mean, that would be great if in a game, randomly they just decided that was part of the game all of a sudden. Never going to be part of the game, though. And it's useless when you take into consideration that you're basically working on the so-called balance part of the swing, when really the reality is that balance is probably one of the most overrated things in the swing. But in my opinion, it would.
Well, it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you got to be being athletic and balance are 2 different things in a swing. You got to be athletic in your swing, not so much balance. Balance. I mean, most of us stand on 2 feet, and that's. I mean, you got to get in your position. You got to be athletic, and that's the main thing. It's not so much balance, because after you hit the ball, what are you doing? You're running.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah.
So
I mean,
where we never stop. Once we hit the ball, we never come to a complete stop.
No, it's just one.
We're hitting and we're running. So I'd rather be in an athletic position than worry about a balance position.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you hit the nail on the head on that too, and that's why we kind of go off that attack position being the most important part, because you get that right, things start to sink in for you. Things start to get a lot easier later in the swing. Just like, for instance, we just talked about that drill right there. We've seen some work on the so-called fast hands drill, which randomly somebody doing front toss all of a sudden is just throwing ball after ball after ball after ball. And we see some young softball player, 10 years old, just screwing herself into the ground. Well, what's the sense of taking a swing when you're not even getting back into your correct positioning whatsoever?
It makes no sense.
No.
Because you're not developing any rhythm, not developing any timing. Like you said, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, you're not doing anything that's consistent in your swing by doing that drill.
But unless the pitcher randomly starts throwing it every 2 seconds, then you'd be ready for it. But I mean, other than that, and that's the main thing we're getting at is that, you as hitters, whether you're, here in Oklahoma or you're another part of the nation, wherever else, whether you come to us, whether you go to somebody else, the most important thing is figure out in your swing what are the most important parts, and if you don't figure that out from the beginning and you're just working on little facets of the swing, well then, where are you getting at in the big picture? You got to work on the overall, the larger parts of the body of work, rather than work on a little nut and bolt here. I mean, because if you don't have that down to begin with, then what does it matter if you perfect something later on in the swing if you don't have something right at the very beginning. That's usually not how it works.
Right.
Either way, but that's a mistake that we see a lot of people make.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's here and raising your hips up, you know, bring your foot off the ground, back foot off the ground.
All kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, a lot of
You know, yeah, I mean, the reality of it is it's got to start from somewhere. You know, you got to get your best, you got to get in the best position possible in your swing, and it starts at the top. You know, whatever's going to fire everything forward, because remember, it's all about generating force. I mean, bat speed is really two things, if I'm correct. Bat speed and extension. And it's whatever's going to get you to that point, that's going to get you all your power.
Yep.
And it's not doing all kinds of crazy drills, doing this, and that. It's focusing on certain parts of your swing, not the whole swing itself.